let's go to our predictions for the weekend, our previews and predictions for the weekend. And we're going to be previewing 3 games and predicting them. The first one is definitely Tottenham Liverpool. That game comes up on Sunday. Yep, Tottenham Liverpool. And on Sunday as well, Chelsea will take on Arsenal. While our third game we're going to be looking at has to be, well, all 3 games are Sunday games, by the way. Aston Villa up against Manchester United, and that's because of the return of Unai Emery to the Premier League. But guys, let's start. Let me read out the fixtures for this weekend in the Premier League. Leeds United on Saturday will start off our weekend at home at Elland Road as they host Bournemouth, while Fulham travel to Manchester City at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And then Nottingham Forest will host Brentford, while Brighton and Hove Albion will travel to Wolfsburg. The final game on Saturday will see Everton take on Leicester City. On Sunday at 1 p.m., Arsenal will be away at Stamford Bridge as guests of Chelsea. Aston Villa will welcome Manchester United to Villa Park at 3 o'clock, while at 3 o'clock as well, Southampton will take on Newcastle United, and Crystal Palace will travel to West Ham United for a London derby. And then the final game of the weekend will see Tottenham Hotspur hosting Liverpool. Guys, let's get started. It's Aston Villa against Manchester United, and interesting records between these two sides are ahead of the weekend. Head to head, they've played 57 times, and Manchester United have won 17 times away at Villa Park, 20 times at home at Old Trafford. Aston Villa have only been able to win 4 times against Manchester United, 2 at home, 2 away from home. The last 3 meetings between these two guys, or the last 2 meetings from last season, Aston Villa beat Manchester United at Old Trafford, and that's one of their victories in a long time, while they played 2-2 at Villa Park. Guys, let's go into this one. Eddie, Aston Villa, Manchester United.
Well, there's such a thing as the new manager's bounce, so I expect that fully to be at play in this game. United have done very well in the last couple of games. They've won games that we didn't expect them to win, if we're completely honest, and they've done it in a way that has not brought in doom and gloom. If we look at the last couple of weeks at the start of the season, I think there was every chance that their season was going down the wrong path. Ten Hag is a decent manager. You have to give him credit for, without all the noise that is happening around Manchester United, he's still been able to allow them to produce performances. But I think that Aston Villa are going to be fired up for this. It's a chance to impress a new manager. And you're always careful when you play a team that just had a new manager, especially a manager that has got the kind of experience that Unai Emery has. And Aston Villa playing at home, I'm sure he would want to turn, that place into a fortress. They still have good players. Let's be clear about that. They still have some very decent players. So this game, I'm going to go for a draw. I think I'm just about to sit on the fence because I'm very cautious to see what Unai Emery is going to bring. I think certainly he's going to show his impact to Aston Villa, and it's away from home. Manchester United don't score a lot of goals away from home, so I'm going to go for a 0-0 scoreline in this game.
Festus, you are shaking your you're shaking your head. Let me remind you before you chip in on this one or chime in on this one. Um, Manchester United have not lost in 5, right? And they beat Everton away from home. They held Newcastle away from home. They've not lost in 5. They're a team that has found some level of form and stability. So I don't understand where Eddie is coming with this goalless draw.
Seriously, I was surprised with the goalless draw. So clearly, if you look at that game, the setup, indicates for me, it may not even be a high-scoring game, but it indicates that it's going to be highly keenly contested, and there will be goals in that match. One, Aston Villa, we're witnessing the comeback, the coming back of Mr. Good Evening, and definitely, I think with his experience, we're going to see gradual transformation of Aston Villa. And like what Eddie said also, when you have a new manager, players want to impress. Everybody wants to have a stake, because at this point, you have when a coach, gets settled, he has a set of players he wants to start with, he's comfortable with. But when a new manager comes, you know that everybody has a chance. Everybody wants to impress, because at this point in time, he's watching out, he's trying to see who are those that will be his first 11. He wants to make changes. And how can he do that? He can only do that by your performance. So clearly everybody wants to impress, and you will see some players are naturally used to a manager where whatever they do, they know that they will always play next match. But here, you know that if you don't play well at this point, you may not make next match. You could even be sold out. So everybody is going to, go into that match knowing fully well that I have a stake here. I have to either keep my place, or I have to come in and cement my place, or have a stake in this team. So I see Aston Villa making it so difficult for United. Like Eddie said also, United has been fantastic on the road. They've done so well. They've even matches we thought they would lose, even the high-flying top 6 matches, they've gone to win or draw, and which is very impressive. I see a draw in this match also, but I don't see any news draw. So for me, I'll be predicting a 2-2 draw in this match.
I think one of the biggest problems Emery needs to sort out is defending for Aston Villa. They can't seem to, apart from the game against Brentford where they won 4-0. I've not seen them really play at a level where you can comfortably say, okay, these guys can shut out attacks. And with Manchester United and the way they are playing right now, it's difficult for me to see a goalless game. I think United will score, and I think United will win this game at Villa Park. And it's just simply because of the kind of form United are in at the moment. Casemiro has come into the side and he's looked very steady. He's creating. Casemiro is shuffling between the DM and the attacking midfielder role. I've seen Bruno shift to the wing so that Casemiro can come forward, and that's a beautiful thing to watch. Eriksen quietly doing the job, picking out those intricate passes, and then Sancho might not even find a way back yet into this side. I see Marcus Rashford starting, and his pace will be a problem as well for the Aston Villa defense. So I think United have everything going for them right now, and that's why I'm giving United the victory in this one against Aston Villa this weekend. So I say United. I don't know how many goals, but I say United victory against Aston Villa. All right, let's move on to the next one, and that's Tottenham Hotspurs playing at home to Liverpool. Guys, two sides with different kind of conditions this season. Liverpool ninth in the table at this stage. That's an unusual place for them to be. They've never been like this in the last 5 years. Tottenham Hotspur on their part, they are third in the Premier League. They are the third best team in the league. And Liverpool will be wary of facing Spurs, because Spurs are building some level of momentum right now. I start with you on this one, Festus. Tottenham Hotspurs at home to Liverpool. Liverpool need to find a way back from whatever has happened to them the last 2 weeks. How can they find that way back? What exactly do they need to do?
Kylie, unfortunately, I don't see them coming back in this match.
Wow.
It's been a disastrous season for Liverpool. When you think after a very good match, and you think, okay, this is it, this is the bounce in it, and you go on to see some disastrous football. I just don't see them. Yeah, Tottenham is still not playing fantastic football. It's not like they're all they're playing too well. But the unfortunate thing here is Tottenham has a way of grinding out results at in their home ground. I don't see Liverpool coming to upset that or turn the table in Tottenham. So for me, the whole thing is on Liverpool. What can they do on the day? Tottenham will always be Tottenham. They will always play their deep playing football from the back, defend well and go in set pieces or counter attacks and That has always been their setup. Whether they are playing the top four teams, the middle table teams, they play almost similar pattern, and it has been going well for them. So at the end of the day, it depends on what can Liverpool do. What can they, can they actually step up, increase the pace, and can they show, the hunger and a comeback into this game? So at the end of the day, I don't see that happening. I don't know what's happening to the players. I just think Tottenham will win this. So I see, I think a 2-0 victory for Tottenham in this match.
Eddie.
Yeah, I think, building up to these games, everything's going to be about Son's injury.
Mm-hmm.
Feel really sorry for the lad, and it's such a terrible thing, especially just before the World Cup, to experience an injury like that, so best wishes to him, on that. Um, but I think that's as far as, the best wishes go, for Spurs. uh, because uh, because you know what, Liverpool are the better team. Let's be honest, right? They're
Mm.
just very inconsistent right now, and you just don't know which Liverpool is going to turn up. And you could argue that when they play the big teams, they've tried to be, pull themselves up. I know you can point to that Manchester United game, but it was early on in the season, and they were just the perfect fit for United playing on the counter attack. I think that what you've seen in the last couple of games is Liverpool trying to find their form. And sometimes they find it, but they can't sustain it, for whatever reason. So I think this game is going to be another game that Liverpool is going to try and tell people that, you know what, they are back in town. Kulusevski is going to be back for this game, so he's probably going to slot in into that top three position with Richarlison and Kane. But I don't think that, Spurs are just playing too negatively for me. Right
That
now
has always been country. That has always been
yeah,
country. That's
to
how it
to
is.
yeah, to expect them to get a result. So normally I would say that Spurs, would nick something because that's how they like to play at home. But I think, I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Liverpool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. So last five meeting between these two sides at White Hart Lane or the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's been one draw for Spurs and four wins for Liverpool. So
Oh,
Liverpool love coming to, yeah, Liverpool love playing away at Tottenham. But then you look at the form Liverpool and when I say last five, you can understand last 5 seasons, and you know where Liverpool has been in the last 5 seasons. They've been like one of the best two teams in
phenomenal.
England. So we know where they are. But they are totally a different team from that right now. Yeah, people say class is permanent and form is temporary, but I just think that everything is pointing towards a Tottenham Hotspur victory. Harry Kane, 83% of the goals he has scored this season has been at home. He loves scoring when he's playing at home, and I think he's going to get among the goals again this weekend. I just think Tottenham are going to nick this one. It's going to be narrow, but I think Spurs will win it. I think it's for Spurs. So let's go to our final game of the weekend, and that's Chelsea at home to Arsenal. Now there's been some debate. I've listened to guys on Talk Sports, on Sky Sports, BT Sports. I've listened to guys talk about the game, trying to pick a combined 11 and all of that. How exciting is it that Aubameyang, his first game back as as a Chelsea player at the Emirates? I'm sure you guys have seen the advert of BT Sports where he said it's nothing personal. He's a blue now, and he's here to do a job. You know, but Chelsea, Arsenal look like they should win this one because of how they've played, how they've started the season. But it's a derby. It's a London derby. There's a lot of hostilities between these two guys. There's a story, there's a history, between these two guys. Eddie, let's kick off from you. Chelsea, Arsenal. What can we expect?
Listen, Obama who?
Aubame stupid.
Obama who?
Aubame stupid.
Okay, let me put out. Let me
The
put
song
out.
has changed.
Let me put out. Let me put out a caveat here. Let me put out a caveat here.
Okay.
Let me put this out for everybody watching us, for all of you watching us. That is Festus's whatever his opinion about Eddie. So about Oba, not not our collective opinion about Oba. I don't love Oba. I will say that clearly. I don't. He's not my favorite player right now. But I won't call him stupid just yet.
So let's
No, you added just yet. Okay.
I won't call him stupid just yet.
let's listen. Really, look, you guys know, we've talked about this so many times, so you know that, I don't have any love lost, with Aubame. It was a good
Are you sure
player
you
for
don't?
Arsenal. It was a good player for Arsenal. Things didn't go the way that it did. Would I do what he did with the BT app? Maybe that's not my style, right? I wouldn't go that far. So listen, I expect us to absolutely take care of Chelsea this game. Absolutely take care of Chelsea.
I like that word. Take care of Chelsea.
Like when Arsenal play in the Emirates, I don't play. Like my predictions are always, I don't need to, like, I know that.
Sorry. Who has predicted wrong at the Emirates this season? Nobody. Because Arsenal wins at the Emirates no matter who is coming to town.
No, but that's how confidence. I'm taking that confidence to Stamford Bridge.
To Stamford Bridge.
And the reason for that is because of all the different things that I make up for footballing reasons and non-footballing reasons. For footballing reasons, right now, they've lost Reece James. For me,
that's a huge loss.
That's a huge loss. For Chelsea. So you're thinking to yourself, who's going to be going against Martinelli? On that part of the pitch. Aspilicueta, most likely will be the player that he'll be coming against. I will favor Martinelli, every single day of the week, with
Martinelli
that.
Martinelli has been brilliant against anybody.
Yes, I would favor him right now. Right now, Chelsea.
What about Cucurella?
Listen, Cucurella has been pulled out of the Chelsea squad so many times. The coach starts him and then thinks, "Oh my goodness, I've forgotten something at home. Let me send Cucurella
to go get it,
to go and get it." And decides to pull him in halftime. Sometimes even before the end of the half. I'm not worried. I know that this might seem like there's not a lot of respect for Chelsea. Chelsea is a very good team. I'm still concerned, about Raheem Sterling because he lost to score against Arsenal. I think, that's on record. Aubameyang will be looking to do one over the team. But if Arsenal play as I know that they can play, I think this game will be without, any competition. So I'm going to go. They're playing at Stamford Bridge. So let me give some respect to Stamford Bridge and go for a 2-0 victory to Arsenal. But
how is that? Wait, hold on. How is that respecting Stamford Bridge? How do you predict a 2-0 victory for Arsenal at Stamford Bridge? I even thought you were going to say 2-1, just to,
to make it competitive.
Look, exactly.
Yeah, no, 2-0 victory. I wanted to say 4-0 actually. Wow. That was what I wanted to go for, and maybe just 4-1. But I kind of think, let's be a little bit respectful.
Okay, I understand your idea of respect now, Eddie. Sorry, Festus.
Yeah, for me, I see an entertaining contest this weekend with Chelsea is still a top team, and Graham Potter is doing very well. He has been able to organize that team. So I see an open and entertaining game this weekend. Arsenal right now have a start of 10 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss, while Chelsea have a start of 6 wins, 3 draw, and 3 losses. So that gives you the picture of the team in form, and clearly the team. Most bookmakers will be pointing towards a win or who should take the day. Now, if we're talking of the two teams, Chelsea is coming back from the back of a trouncing at Brighton by Graham's former club, and it was an eye opener how easily they were beaten and humiliated, and they were able to shake it off midweek, and they won at Zagreb to seal their third spot in the Champions League. So, is that enough confidence for them? Were they able to shake off that defeat? Will it follow them to the match against Arsenal? Only the match on Sunday will tell. But if you're talking of the form in the Premiership so far, clearly I want to believe Arsenal should be taking this day, especially if the boys. I'm beginning to sense a bit of fatigue, and I am really thanking God the World Cup
is coming.
Seriously, I'm sensing fatigue within our first team. We're beginning to struggle to win games, apart from the 5-0 dropping. Subsequent games, you see that we've been winning either 1-0 or 2-1, and we've been struggling to, kill off games of recent. But we love the Stamford Bridge. Over the years, we've shown that Arsenal love playing at the Stamford Bridge. And to correct Eddie, we've been having high goal scoring contests at the Stamford Bridge over the years.
The last one was 4-2.
The 4-2, 5-3. We've been having high scoring games at that stadium. And I think this is going to be a high scoring game also. So at the end of the day, I want to give it to Arsenal based on form, basically, not just because they are my team. My only fear, like you said, is the cost of the eggs. It's always, I don't know why we fall to that always. Almost every former Arsenal player, when they meet us, they score against us. I don't know why it happens. And I'll be so sad if the Aubame, I don't want to use that word there, if that guy scores against us, I don't think I want to be happy. So if the defenders, I just pray that defenders should take out that guy and make sure he doesn't score, because he's so stupid for him to do what he has done. A former captain of a club, you should always respect your club, whoever you are. You always give them that respect. The fans, there were people that loved you once, and some people still love you and still, talk good about you. So you don't put down the club or put down the fans. So for him to do that, I don't think he deserves a goal against Arsenal.
But he said it's nothing personal. He has a job. He has a job to do. He has a job to do for his name.
And that is why I feel it's personal to me.
So here's the question. If Aubame scores, is he going to run the length of the pitch like Adebayo?
If he does that, I pray the fans hijack him and show him something.
Again, another caveat here. On this show, on Game On, we don't support violence.
You're your own. He said it's not personal, and it's nothing personal for me too.
but really, I think it will be foolhardy for him to want to repeat what Adebayo did. I won't be surprised if he celebrates against Arsenal. I'm sure he's going to be.
He doesn't really have problem with Arsenal. I think it's just his problem is Arteta.
But at the end of the day, if you have a problem with the manager, you have a problem with the club. You can't separate Arteta from Arsenal.
If you score enough to know what to say, even when you're talking about the coach, you should always respect the club and the fans.
So I love what Arteta said at the pre-match press conference, and when they talked about the BT Sports adverts that Aubameyang said this and that. He said, "Oh, that's what he expects every player to say. That's what he expects his own players to also say. That you play for us now. You must die on the pitch for us. He's now a Blues. He's a Chelsea player. He must do everything to support his team and play for his team and deliver, for his team. And that's why I'm not taking it personal with him. I just don't want him to score against Arsenal. I don't want any other. If Arsenal wins 4-2, 5-1, every other person can score. Even Mendy can score the two. I don't have a problem. As long as Aubameyang don't get on the score sheet. But you know what? I feel he's going to be fired up for this, right?
Yeah, he
He's going to
will.
be fired up because he wants to prove a point to
Mhm.
every Arsenal fan who um, have
Supporting
turned against
Arteta.
him
Yeah,
and are supporting Arteta against him. He wants to prove a point to Arteta as well that I'm still Aubameyang. I'm still that top goal scorer that I could have been with you. Even though we all know why he had to leave, we all know why Arteta. And I love what Elneny came out to say pre-match conference as well, saying that that moment when the captaincy was taken off Aubameyang, that was when it dawned on everybody in the club, the players, that it's a new day at Arsenal and you can't just behave anyhow. That if that can be done to the captain of the team, then any other person will be punished. And he said that is what has built the new love, camaraderie, and unity in the club now. That there are no egos. Nobody is coming there to form, and then nobody is there giving excuses. You must perform, or you're out of the team. And I so respect that from a player of El Neni standard. Is one of the big men in the team, and you see the way El Neni throws himself around, Xhaka throws himself around, and you come to respect what Arteta has done. You can't just sit somewhere and be picking games you will play or how you perform, and I respect that. But I also respect that Aubameyang is now a Chelsea player. He has to work for Chelsea. If he gets on the score sheet, good for Chelsea because they pay his salary right now.
yeah.
But he should respect us enough not to celebrate, even if he scores.
Anyway, I've not given my
Don't
prediction.
rub, don't rub it on our face, on our
Anyway,
Okay,
you've
faces.
not allowed me to give my
your
prediction.
prediction, what was your
You
prediction?
give your
Okay, so
prediction.
for me, coming from our 30 goals in 12 matches and
Wow,
this guy's
wow,
17 goals.
what a season we're having.
Yeah, and this and Chelsea 17 goals and they've considered 15 in 12 matches. It is the picture is clear here, Eddie. You can see where I'm coming from.
5-0,
Just take
There's
it
no,
five
to
nil.
there's,
just take
there's
it
no
to
need to form, there's no
0.
need to form, there's no need to
No,
form
it's
respect.
clear. So for me, I'm predicting four goes to one in this match. I'll give them one because there will always be a consolation. But I see,
Now I feel you're arrogant.
yeah,
Now I feel you
I
are very
think
arrogant.
we
What
are
is
going to
4-1?
punish. We're going to punish them in Stamford Bridge, and I see that ending
You
for.
don't even want to respect that you are going to play on their home
They
part.
will be beating them there 5-3, 4-2. So it's a ground we love playing. It's a ground we love playing, Khalid. I'm referencing what has happened in the past.
I respect Chelsea.
And we are in
I
form
love I love
compared to them this season. So if even last season, we were like, still trying to, we are huffing and puffing and we're beating
but we
them.
still beat them.
So how much more now? So I think it
Mm.
will end 4-1. And that one is just a
So
solution.
so I'm not going to be as arrogant as you. I'm going to keep it respectable. I think we'll beat them 3-1.
So one goal less.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So
That's
one
one
goal
good.
makes me more arrogant, right?
Yes. It makes you
I know my Chelsea friends will be so angry with this
trust,
video.
trust,
Can you
trust me,
imagine?
they are coming. They are going to come for us. It's very clear. But I think everything just Arsenal. I don't think Graham Potter has sorted that Chelsea out, that Chelsea side out yet. I don't even think he understands his starting defense. I don't think so. We've seen him do a lot of chopping and changing, and I think that's their greatest undoing. One of the things that has worked for Arsenal is the understanding in the team. We talked about earlier. We talked about the understanding in the first 11 of Arsenal. When they are together on the field, they seem to understand where to put the ball for the other person to play. Something we don't see when the reserves come on the field, and I think that's one of the things that's going to trouble Chelsea tomorrow. I don't think Graham Potter understands his backline. I don't think he understands his midfield. So those are literally things that might just turn it. And then Martinelli, he was rested on Thursday. I think that's good for Martinelli. Saka was allowed
You
to.
know what's coming, Abi?
Yeah, well, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. Saka was, because of the knock he had, he didn't play full game last weekend. He was allowed to run around on Thursday,
I
and he
saw
came out of
nothing
it.
wrong with Saka. I was up close and personal. I saw nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. That he's fine, he's ready to go. So the Thursday game made up for the. about 80 minutes he couldn't play on Sunday, last Sunday. So yeah, Saka is back. Odegaard is back in the side. Xhaka and Partey were rested. Even though Partey came on at some point, that one I told you guys, he keeps saying he wants to play every game. I don't
He
know.
just came
I
to
don't know.
warm up to stretch his legs.
Oh
So
God, which kind of warm up? Don't stretch that leg, rest it. We are keeping the leg, you say, yeah, and then that one he scored last weekend. He was sliding. Who is sending him message to slide? Just
slide
stay.
and
We are
get injured now.
but I feel like some of the key players have rested. Saliba was given a much needed rest, as well. And I think it's going to work in Arsenal's favor in this one. The usual suspects are going to be restored to that. Zinchenko is training. He might play a part. He might play a part
Would
on
love to
Sunday
see
as
him
well.
play. Yeah.
I'd love to see him play. He brings another dimension to our play, both
Mhm.
defensively and going forward. And that's why I think we're gonna beat them 3-1 come Sunday afternoon at Stamford Bridge. And I'll celebrate it in every way possible.